Yo, what up? All right. We got another one from Don't Tell Comedy.
Okay. Don't Tell Comedy.
Yeah.
What we got?
This is Derrick Stroup, Lawless 90s Kids.
Ah, okay. A Lawless 90s kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
The 90s.
I think I had to be considered one of them.
In the 90s, I don't think I was.
Right, now I wasn't breaking any laws.
Yeah, I
like
was
that,
lawless.
I mean, I was too young to break laws, but
I was following rules
maybe
in the
not
90s.
too young, but yeah, definitely. But was a kid during that time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, let's see what Mr. Stroop's got to say about the lawless times of the 90s.
All right.
Hi, my name's Derrick Stroup. Nice to meet you. I'm originally from Alabama. I moved to Denver about 9 years ago to experience real time travel. We'll talk about that a little bit. Let me tell you, I like to just introduce myself up top, get to know each other a little bit, let you know how I got into comedy, okay? I got in the way that you're supposed to, all right? The hard way. 12 years ago, I got 2 DUIs, all right? Now, y'all listen to me. If you want funny comedians, you got to have some that's seen a checkpoint. And listen, I've turned it all around since then. I don't drink anymore. My life's changed. All the things that y'all want to hear have happened, okay? And I usually don't talk about it because I'm ashamed of it. But now that there's a little space between me and these DUIs, I'd like to circle back and say some shit. I'd like to defend myself because I got my DUIs back when we were still earning them, okay? No, there was no Uber or Lyft. All right? If you're under the age of 28, you don't know what it's like to be stranded. You've never been at a house party and watched your DD black out. You've never seen that. You don't know how scary that is. Tyler promised us he was going to be sober. Tyler lied. Stuck at a stranger's house, you don't know how you're going to get home. You've never earned it. Sleeping in a cold sunroom, using a rug as a blanket. It's terrifying. Y'all have been there. Laying in the floor, you're like, will sunlight ever come? I don't know. All y'all, if you're under the age of 28, you don't know what you get to go home when you want. Kings and queens of the Irish goodbye, you've never been stuck in a kitchen going through a stranger's pantry before. Because you couldn't leave because you're stuck. We didn't drive drunk because we wanted to. Look at me. We drove drunk because we wanted to see our families again. I wanted to see my mom, you know? I had too much vodka. That doesn't mean I don't get to see her. Some of y'all don't know what that's like. You've never earned it, you know? And I'm not saying, listen, and things are better now. You've got Uber and Lyft. It's a better, you get intoxicated, you get a ride home. I mean, what a life I couldn't imagine. You know, I couldn't imagine. I mean, I learned a lot about bikes in hindsight, but I couldn't imagine. Yeah, I'll give you a tune-up in a heartbeat, you know? But I mean, I brought this up to my dad. I brought it up to Bill. And if you listen, I was raised by Bill. If you know one Bill, you know every damn one of them. Y'all know Bills. They love Lowe's. They can't believe not everybody tucks in their shirt. And I asked him, because he used to tie one on back in the day. Back in the 70s, Bill used to have a good time. I said, Bill, could you imagine being at a party and then you drinking and knowing for sure some guy named Marcus was going to pull up in a Nissan Sentra with 2 bottles of water playing your favorite radio station? I was like, Bill, how drunk would y'all have gotten, man? And he was like, son, we would have shit our pants. He's like, I could not imagine. Because a lot of y'all, you don't know what it's like. There was some teamwork involved. You've never been in a driveway with 4 of your best friends trying to get some eye contact. How are we getting home? If we don't get a Mexican pizza, we'll all die tonight. And then you ask your buddy Ryan, can you drive? You look pretty good. Ryan surprises you. He's like, I cannot drive us tonight. And you're like, damn, we lost Ryan. I mean, and we'd do dumb stuff. We thought if we could just drink a Gatorade and eat this pack of Gushers, I think I could get us to where we need to go. I just need a snack. You see how wild this is? And you'd see me, and y'all judged me. I was fighting for my damn life out there. It hurts my feelings, you know? Here's something even crazier. I haven't drove since those DUIs. Isn't that insane?
Damn.
Somebody spit their drink out. Yeah, it messed me up. I got 2 DUIs in 6 months. That'll make you quit driving whether you want to or not, you know? I mean, the state of Alabama was pretty pissed, you know? They were. But I mean, I never started driving again, and I just adjusted, made a life out of it, never thought about it. Till one of my buddies brought it up. He was like, Derrick, I got to tell you, man, I think about it all the time. You're the only person I've ever met that got a DUI and gave up the vehicle. It's like everybody I've ever met gave up the booze, man. And in hindsight, he's so right. I can remember looking back. I remember thinking, it's not the Jim Beam's fault. This damn Camry's bad luck. I can't drive anywhere without him. It's like, man, all my buddies they're in Subarus making it home. Golly. I don't know. You know, listen, I just talk about things that are on my heart, you know? I'm a 90s kid, you know, born in the 80s. Some people don't understand that. They think if they were born in 93, they're a 90s kid. You're a dumbass. You got to be born in the 80s to be a 90s kid. You don't remember Nickelodeon like we do.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, and I was thinking about this the other day. There's something that we had in the 90s that they took from us that they should bring back. And it's titty twisters. No, y'all listen to me. No, I'm serious.
The fuck?
If you're a 90s kid, it was rampant back then. I mean, we had to keep our head on a swivel. You'd be at Mama's house just cruising through the living room and your cousin would reach out and light your ass up. And then they'd get you with another one. They'd have both nipples and they'd go, hey, Derrick, jumper cables, you know? And I'd be like, hey, Ricky, I can't feel my balls, buddy, you know? And they'd be doing it so hard, you'd learn a little bit about yourself. You're like, I don't hate it, but you're rough. God, you are rough, Ricky, you're rough. But it's just a game that we should bring back. This younger generation could use some titty twisters. They took titty twisters during the Me Too movement. Y'all didn't even notice. They took you here, they took you there, they took these from us. This younger generation is an aloof group of kids. They haven't looked up from their phones in 4 or 5 months. We start reaching out and giving them a few of these, and I bet you they start looking around. I bet you they start peeking around some corners, you know? Yeah. And next time your nephew's being a rascal, reach out and give him one. Now these kids, listen to me, y'all. This is good stuff. These kids are going to be surprised. They've never heard of this game before. They've never heard of titty twisters, and it's a pretty soft generation. You're going to get some safe space, okay? Do not let go of their nipple. I'm serious. I've had them try to run. Some of them will try to roll. Let them roll. Listen, we've got enough baristas. We need some more iron workers, y'all. You got to tell you, if they try to stand up, you're going to join the union, okay? You're going to learn how to make your own lunch. We got to toughen these kids up. Just another example. I mean, the games in the 90s were insane. We didn't have the internet. 90s kids were the last generation before the internet. And all the games before us were terrible. I mean, I asked my mom, what'd y'all play growing up? She said, kick the can. I was like, that's a sad story, Stacy. I mean, that's a game I wouldn't even be able to play in Colorado. You'd have 6 hipsters show up. Pick up the can! This is how we lost the damn dinosaurs. You wouldn't be able to play that. Some of y'all over the age of 45 had some of the dumbest games ever. You thought tetherball was the lights out game. That's a ball, a pole, and a rope. You're an idiot just standing there in the yard smacking a ball around. You can't believe it keeps coming back to you. This shit's electric. It's because we didn't have internet yet. I mean, I can remember growing up, I'd ring people's doorbells and take off and jump in the ditch. It felt like drugs, y'all. I mean, I'd ring 3 or 4 doorbells. I'd be sitting in the ditch and I'd be like, I'm a gang member now. I got the whole subdivision upside down right now. Just silly games that were fun back then. Duck, Duck, Goose hit hard in the 90s. Y'all remember that? I mean, I'm telling you, I wasn't the goose you wanted. I can promise you that. Don't come tap my head because I'm on your ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was tight around that circle. I had ponytails off my knees. I was tight around that. This ain't the goose you want, buddy. Just wild, the games, man. I do think that 90s kids came up with the wildest game ever. I remember it well. It was like 1999. I was in the 5th or 6th grade, sitting there talking to a girl I had a crush on. Just trying to tell her I had a 4-wheeler because I knew that'd move things along. And about that time, my best friend came up and just yanked my pants to the ground. Y'all remember this? This game was Lawless. It didn't make any sense. A bunch of middle schoolers going around and just yanking each other's pants down. And it went on. There was a little curiosity in there. I think in hindsight, some of us hate to admit that. It didn't make any sense. You'd just be hanging out with your buddy and he'd be like, let's take a look at that, you know? Isn't that wild? And they tried to like deflect it, you know? I can remember well, you'd be standing there, they'd pull your pants down and go, you're gay, and take off running. You're like, how am I gay? You just pulled my pants. No, that happened so fast. You don't get to do that and run away. We just went fishing together. I'm about to pass out. I'm serious. I gained 20 pounds during the quarantine because I got into Crockpots real heavy. We've all messed around with a Crockpot or two, but I bought a power strip. I started running 4 or 5 at a time. I couldn't believe that they invented something I could forget about and absolutely nail. I mean, can y'all believe that? I have ADHD. Nothing in this world's ever been built for me. Everything's built against me. But not Crockpots. They're made for us, ADHD people. I mean, people come over, they're like, Derrick, these are the best beans I've ever had. What'd you do to them? I'm like, I'll be honest, I forgot about it. Yeah, 17 hours on low. How about that? Hey, thank y'all so much for having me.
Crockpots, yeah. You just put them on. I love Crockpots.
Put them on and forget about it.
For real. Because some short ribs have been there. Forget about them. Come back.
17 hours later, delicious. He said, what you do, forget about it. That's all I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Definitely, yeah. I guess, yeah. So you gotta be born in the 80s to be a 90 Lawless.
90s kid, you gotta be, yeah. Think so. Before the internet, he's right. I mean, the games we used to play.
Right, man.
You still had like a PlayStation in the 90s.
Right. You just weren't,
right?
Playing with others. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
like 97?
Yeah, Sony PlayStation.
96.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sega Genesis back
Sega.
then. Sega Saturn.
Sega.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah, but the internet and Uber and stuff like that to get people from places and to places, like, yeah.
Bro, Uber has changed the world.
Absolutely has.
You don't need a cab. Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying?
You go nowhere to eat.
You gotta go nowhere. You can order you can have anything you want to eat right in front of you.
Grocery store in your palm.
Yeah. Exactly.
They have it all delivered.
Yeah. Future. We're living in the future. What's next? Still waiting on flying cars and shit. But, I guess they can't give us that because it would be, it's too much power. It would be flying everywhere. Shit.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be our time, man. But I wonder if that will ever be a time.
Oh, yeah, I imagine if maybe 100 years. Because, Because there are already like cars that are able to not cars, but.
That's what I'm saying. At the time we'd be driving in the sky, there'd be a need for houses to be in the sky as well. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's a whole point of like you have a whole bunch of cars taking off into the air. Like they should just automatically start. Like you know what I'm saying?
Start in the air.
Like you know what I mean? Like it should be like it should be necessary in that way, if that makes sense.
Well, I would think
you know what I mean?
I want a car.
Like when there's a need for that, that's when there'll be a need.
Like I want a car. If we're talking about flying cars, like I want to be able to hop in my car and fly to Paris. You know what I'm saying? For the weekend or some shit, or fly to, you know what I'm saying, New York, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's the freedom I want to have with my flying car. You know, but I that's what I'm saying. I doubt we'll ever get to the. I doubt we'll see that.
Yeah, that'd be definitely interesting. Definitely interesting to see.
Unless they discover some drug to make us live longer.